The Fallout series is great at offering characters a wide, diverse range of characters that they can play, whether it be custom characters created by your own mind or any characters that you wish that are from real life, video games, movies, TV series. Pretty much any source of media can be created due to how open the Fallout series is. That's why today I'm going to ask if you can beat Fallout New Vegas as Vincent Vega. Obviously, first thing on our list is to name the character, which, well, that's pretty self-explanatory. The New Vegas character editor is kind of scuffed, but I made the character as close to life as I could. My special stats were focused around a guns damage build, and with that in mind, I picked guns, speech, and medicine as my tag skills, as well as skilled and trigger discipline for our traits. So, out into the land, and it was time to start our adventure. Vincent Vega is known for using the 45 auto pistol, which in real life is the M1911. That's what he uses in the movie, and if you don't know, he's a character from Pulp Fiction. So, to get a 45 auto, I have to go to, you guessed it, Honest Hearts. That poses a little bit of an issue because I am level 1, I can't kill anything, and I have to run clear to the DLC and then complete the entire DLC on my own without doing damage to anything just to get the pistol to start this run. Made it to Jed Masterson, and of course started the DLC, not killing or doing much of anything along the way. Since I couldn't really hurt anybody as I don't have the pistol yet, and I was already crippled, I just spent time looting pretty much everything that I could take at the beginning of the DLC, and made it to Follows Chalk so that I could get led to Joshua's camp. He asked me to go back and fight the Whitelegs, but I just chose to run the other direction and work my way towards Joshua Graham's camp since he is the one that sells the 45 auto pistol. Or if you're me, you can just, not have morals and steal it from him. Making it to Joshua, I had a nice little conversation with him, told him that I would probably help them, and then stole all the pistols that he had on the table. With that done, I also spent some time bartering with him because I would need ammo, and he also sold some pretty cheap mods for the 45 auto pistol as well, which is nice. With that done, I finally equipped the gun that I could use for this run, so I could actually do damage now. Tried to kill Joshua Graham a couple times, but that didn't work out too well. Again, I'm level 1. I have 0 damage resistance because I'm also not allowed to use armor this run since Vincent wears a tuxedo. I don't have that either, but even if I did, it had no damage resistance, so it wouldn't have helped. At level 1, killing Joshua was pretty much impossible. I couldn't even get him to half HP before he killed me, so I took my anger out on the tribals outside. With that done, I fought some geckos as well as a couple Yaoguai on my way to Daniel's camp so that I could leave the DLC early. If you didn't know, you can actually complete Honest Hearts early if you just go to Daniel's camp and start killing all of them. Once you kill most of the tribals there as well as Daniel, the game will give you a quest marker to go pick up a map which lets you leave Zion, so that's exactly what I did. With that out of the way, and I could finally leave the DLC, which is kind of ironic considering I've never completed Honest Hearts at that low of level before, I made it back to the Mojave and did some killing in Freeside to test out the 45 auto pistol. I also stopped by the gun runners to grab some ammo beforehand, so that's why my ammo count increased a little bit. I started killing the kings because, of course I did. Outside was more of the same, they got in my way, so I booped them in the head with bullets. In a very friendly manner, I was very nice to the kings. I also made sure to off Old Ben on the way. You'll notice I was in the King's outfit currently. I debated using that since Vincent's suit is pure black, but I figured this tuxedo that I got by offing the hideout weapon guy in the strip fit a lot better, and it didn't have any damage resistance, so I figured it would make the run a little bit harder, since the 45 auto is actually a decent gun. After convincing Swank to let me boop Benny in his suite so that there was no other death in the tops, I got that done, grabbed the platinum chip. For once, I didn't kill Vulpes, and I actually decided that I was going to off the NCR trooper instead, which wasn't a very good idea. I immediately got noob-tubed by the Securitrons and had most of my limbs crippled, so I immediately just ran to the Lucky 38 so that I could talk to Mr. House, turn in the platinum chip, and start working with him. But first, he had to thank me by letting me sit through his demonstration of upgrading the Securitrons, which was lovely since my head was crippled, so it was blurry every 3 seconds. That definitely made it more enjoyable to sit through that. Back to Mr. House, though, he wanted me to go off to the fort and upgrade his Securitrons in the weather station. Other than some raiders that decided to get in my way and get shot in the face, I didn't have a whole lot to deal with on the way there. I also got inappropriately touched by some Cazadors. That was very traumatizing. I actually am surprised I didn't die here though. For some reason they didn't do a whole lot of damage. I'm not sure if they were like lower level Cazadors or something. But after that I arrived at Cottonwood Cove, traveled to the fort, and had to be inside someone's face for the conversation there, which was also very traumatizing. Made it to Caesar and talked to him. He wanted me to destroy the bunker instead of helping Mr. House. But of course I'm not doing a Legion playthrough, so I talked to Mr. House and let him know that I would upgrade the Securitrons. Again, I could kill the robots here this run, which actually made it very nice. I'm not used to killing the robots in here. Normally I just run past, since whatever weapon I'm using is very weak. I inserted the platinum chip into the robot-sized glory hole so that the Securitrons could be upgraded, made my way back to Mr. House, and he let me know that I was off to go deal with the boomers. So, back out into the wastes, I started traveling over towards Nellis, but I got assaulted by some NCR troops outside of Crimson Caravan. I promptly murdered them and probably violated some war crimes along that. I'm pretty sure it's a war crime to just outright kill soldiers. I also stopped in North Vegas Square for some reason. I haven't been here in probably a year or two. I never go there. Other than watching some raiders fight outside on the way to Nellis and promptly almost dying to them myself because they did a lot of damage, and I panicked and sat behind this wall to where I could heal. I murdered all of them because I wanted their shit to sell later for more ammo, since I was actually running quite low at this point. I didn't realize that I was almost out of ammo. Of course, more fiends had to annoy me on the way to Nellis, so that was lovely. For some reason, Emily Ortel followed me clear over here, which was weird. I've never seen her outside the strip. I booped George on the way there because he deserves it for being a scam artist, ran past all the artillery on my way to Nellis without taking a single point of damage, offed Pearl in her shack as soon as I could, stole all of her shit, as well as murdered Raquel because she deserved it. She went down in one shot, which was kind of sad. I also killed Loyal and Jack because I needed to kill them for Mr. House's questline. Normally they don't have to die when you're dealing with the Brotherhood for Yes Man, or I think the NCR. But I also stopped by Gamora because I figured dealing with the Omertas early would be fine, since that would actually be the next quest for Mr. House. Not to mention their business wear that they wear can be used to repair the tuxedo that I have, because believe it or not, the tuxedo doesn't have a lot of durability. Going back to Mr. House, and it was time to deal with the Brotherhood. Oh boy. Now, I stopped by the Gunrunners to buy ammo before heading out there because I was basically completely out. Also, for some reason, the sandstorm decided to not work when I got to Hidden Valley, which was a little weird. I went in to deal with the Brotherhood and dealt with them diplomatically this time. By diplomatically, I mean that I went over and killed the Ranger, and then instead of just murdering and slaughtering the Brotherhood like I normally do, because again, I have 0 damage resistance and I did not have any confidence in dealing with them this run, I just decided to steal keycards so that I could blow up the Brotherhood. Once I'd stolen all 3 keycards, I made it over to the terminal to initiate the self-destruct sequence, popped that, and ran my ass out of the Brotherhood. Went back to Good Springs to buy some stim packs and found a great con chem pusher, which I don't think I've ever seen before, probably from a mod, but I shot them in the head anyways. Went back to Mr. House, let him know that the Brotherhood was dead, and made my way over to Eldorado Substation. The troopers here respawned from the time that I was here last, which was weird, but I had to kill all of them again. I wasn't there that long ago. Inside, I'm pretty sure I violated the Geneva Convention again by killing sleeping soldiers, but I powered the substation on anyways and made it back to Mr. House. Told him it was done, and he let me know it was time for the second battle of Hoover Dam. Now, this was actually a lot more difficult than I was anticipating because the enemies here do a lot more damage than I was realizing. I kind of forgot how upgraded the weapons are for the Battle of Hoover Dam. I do a lot of damage this run, as by this point, with all my skills maxed out for the 45 auto pistol, it was doing nearly 40 damage per shot, but I take a lot of damage because, again, wearing a tuxedo. So everything in here kind of put me down a lot of HP very quickly, and it was pretty scary. I actually died a couple times on the way to the Legate's camp, but eventually I did make it there due to the help of the Securitrons and then blowing up all the Legionnaires in my way. Would you imagine that? I haven't gotten noob-tubed yet. Who would have thought? Normally I get noob-tubed by my Securitrons every single time I come in here. I convinced the Legate to fight me one-on-one, which was kind of depressing. He went down pretty quickly because, again, the 45 auto pistol is actually an insanely strong weapon. The fight with the Legate lasted about 4.5 seconds. General Lee Oliver arrived, and I talked him down nicely because I didn't really feel like fighting all the NCR heavy rangers, because that would not be a great idea. And with that done, I talked to Mr. House one last time, and I proved that yes, you can beat Fallout New Vegas as Vincent Vega. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, if you have suggestions, leave them in the comments below, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.